see what happens now. Like I said, whenever you re-ribbon ribbons, it's no guarantee that you're going to get it to work. So this is an RCA 77. The challenging part about this, if you didn't see the first video, is the little clamps or the brackets that hold down the ribbon. So when I open this up, you have to unsolder that from that bar, and then you have to unscrew it, lift this off, and then you can remove the ribbon. On the opposite side, we had the same thing, same part. It is soldered onto that piece right there. Once again, had to remove it, well, unscrew it first, and then unsolder it, so then you can remove the ribbon. So put a ribbon in here the first time, and if you watched the video, it totally ruined it. So now I've got a second ribbon. So what I want to do is get this in, slightly stretch it out a little bit. All right, that's enough for my taste. Scary. Well, I mean, I have a bunch of ribbon I can just redo again, but it is time consuming to corrugate it, get it together, take it apart, and then you want to install it, and you want it to work, and you want it to be cool. And not only be cool, it's to sound amazing. So these microphones, it's a small little variable when they sound bad, and then they sound good. So I'm going to try to make this thing sound cool. So Q-tip, I have my little Pellegrino cap with some alcohol. Okay. Now what I want to do is I want to make sure it doesn't get on the magnet. It's a drop there, and then a drop there. And that's going to hold the ribbon in place, hopefully. This is the scary part. Well, it's not scary. I just have to get this right. Alright, so now that we got that, we want to lay it in there. We want it to cooperate. And it is sticking to the magnet. Oh God, this thing is like just driving me crazy. Okay, that was a good little lay in there. Now I have to get this to kind of get locked in. So, doing my best to keep it on camera and not mess this up. Alright, that looked good. Oh, come on, don't stick. Alright. So one of the key things to putting in the ribbon is not only do you want it to be straight and have it look good, you have to make sure that the tension is correct. So I'm going to start on the bottom because I want the alcohol to drip away from the top. This is really difficult. I mean, as much as I've done hundreds of ribbons, it never ever gets any easier. Ah, shoot. I didn't want that. Okay. That is a little bit better. Okay. Let's make sure the bottom looks good. It's a little... I want it to be red. I want this to be good. Alright. So, I think this one, I think the bottom can be a little bit better. This is where I always mess up. It's like as soon as you lay it in, it looks really good. It's the last tweak that I ruin it. Thank you, ribbon. gods. Just blew on it a little bit. Okay, so now this is the next scary part, is going to be locking in these screws into this unit. So now I have to make sure I get the right part. This one kind of goes out and straight, and that looks correct for that one. So we're gonna hold out on that one. I'm gonna try to do this one, which looks correct for the rear. It has a little arm that's going backwards. These are, assuming, brass. Okay. Oh, that didn't go on good. Son of a gun. Oh my god. Whew. Well, I can tell you the alcohol that I had put in there is coming a little bit undone, so this is where it gets a little scary. Because what I don't want to do is, if I can lock down one side, I can tension the other side. But getting these screws, which are a little bit difficult to get in there, I definitely want this to get locked in. I don't want the screw to fly off. So now I gotta grab some screws over here. Where are my tried and true screws? You know, it's one of those things where you reach over and of course you're gonna grab every one that's not the right one. So this is gonna be a little tricky because I have to, I want to hold that down while I screw that in. But it's got that bar that comes up, so let's see if I can lock this in. Oh, you son of a gun. Alright, Eureka. I think we got one in, but I'm not going to do it all the way because I want some wiggle room for that other one. So that's one in. Now let's grab the other one. And like I said, I got 3 more to do. I definitely don't want to mess this up. I've already been through this once already. It's not fun. Oh, whew, almost came out. Alright, let's put that in. I want that to go in there and not move around too much. Alright. Don't fly away. Holy smokes. Alright. Let's get this screw in there. See if we can lock this in. Alrighty. That is one side, I hope. And one trick about when you do these, don't crank them down tight, because you can actually, these are really soft. The metal, it's not really that great. And you're just holding down a little piece of foil. Just take your time and tighten it so you start to get each side a little bit tighter. What I don't want to do is have this little brass plate that's holding it down buckle. Because if you tighten one side too tight and then do the other side, it could actually do the opposite, not tighten down, but kind of bow up. So, alright. That was those two. And now I have a little bit of, I hope I don't ruin this again, but I do want to maybe check the tension a little bit more, because that, like I said, the alcohol is holding down the foil, and I think this side has come up a little bit. I just want to make sure it sticks. Oh shoot. It's tricky. It is really tricky. I'm just gonna get a new Q-tip. This one is making me nervous. So once again, I've locked in these two, but I haven't soldered it yet. But I want to make sure before I start celebrating and jumping in the end zone, I really have to get this next part right. Now my goal is to make sure that I can lock it in with the alcohol and I don't ruin it. Whew. Come on. Just look a little better for Daddy. It's so scary. Not like a scary movie, but just like, oh my God, if I ruin this ribbon, I need to go to Tommy's Burgers, get myself a burger. Just make it a triple. Manny's gonna get fat now because I can't put in a ribbon. Jesus. All right, so we got the ribbon in. It's hard to tell because of the lighting, how it looks. As you can tell, you know, it's a nice cut, but I have to make sure that it doesn't come out when I do this last piece, or it's all for nothing. All right, so I think I need to put one more drop down. I just feel nervous about this. The alcohol dries so quick. I do not want this to come out when I put the next piece on it. All right, so we got a good, we made it wet. Yes, we made the ribbon wet. So now here's the scary part. I need to get this clamp onto this little part here, and then I need to be able to screw it in. Oh my God, it's not doing it. What is going on with this? Okay. This is gonna be difficult because the clamp isn't gonna cooperate with me. I don't know if you're gonna be able to see this. I gotta really get in here. That's the wrong way. Is that right? No, that's the right way. So I'm gonna bend this a little bit. Just worried that this, I bent this back a little bit. This is what I'm gonna resolder onto it. I just don't have enough room. Let me tilt this down. I don't want it to fall off. I need to get this in this part here and be able to lock it in with the screw. All right, so it looks like we're gonna have to get the screw in there. So at least I can get this started. Oh my God. Yeah, you can't see it, but I'm not hiding it. I'm just having a tough time getting this screw in here to get putting the screw in the hole. All right. Oh shoot. Hold on, everyone. Definitely not concerned about the camera right now. I'm concerned about ruining my work. Okay. Whew. All right. So I got that screw in there. So now I have to get my magnetic one, but I did that one, did that one. I haven't soldered it to this point. It was tricky to get this one in because of obviously the weight and the balance. It just can't, it doesn't really, it didn't really fall into place. So I had to somewhat drop this in with the screw in it. I saw the screw fall slightly in, and then I get my screwdriver and then screw it down. But I haven't made it fully tight yet because I am worried about this. Oh, yeah, this guy's got to be correct. So one more screw, and it looks like we may have it, but not that this is like a, you know, kind of a movie that we're seeing if the hero's gonna win. Up until the last second, until I get this locked in, I'm not celebrating yet. Come on, just go in there. Okay. Now, I need to get this so I don't rip the ribbon, and I don't have this fly out of my hand. Come on. Oh, shoot. You just saw that slip? That's why I block it with my finger. Okay, come on. Daddy needs you to go in the hole. Come on. Keep your mind out of the gutter. Just need to do this slow. Don't crank it too much. All right, so I have this one pretty good. Now I'm going to go back to this one, still keeping my finger to guide that because this screwdriver can fly into the ribbon. Come on, lock in. Lock in. All right, good. Tight. Move to the other one. I'm going to go tight again. Whew. Tight. Oh. Now I can crank it a hair. I'm going to crank this one a little bit more. Whew. Now, I hate to go back to these ones and take a chance of ripping the ribbon, but I've got to make sure these are secure. And like I said, the torque of these is just a taste. All right. See me blow on the ribbon, it's already rocking. Okay. Holy smokes. There you go. I did it. Second attempt. A little bit risky. Now what I'll need to do is I need to get this and solder it to that. And then this one I didn't bend it. This is unbendable, so I'll just have to solder that back. And I need to kind of maybe tweak this one a hair because I did bend it out. So, where are my trusted pliers? Are they here? I feel a little bit more comfortable if I don't have to put too much tension on this clamp. So I need to bend this kind of back to where it was. Okay, come on. Yep, good. Then get it down. Okay, there. All right, we got it. And as you can tell too, this is wound around like this. Ooh, it's sticking to the bottom. Hold on. It's wound around like this, and it keeps it from being noisy. It's kind of like a guitar pickup. So I've got these both looking pretty good. Is that touching? Yeah, there it goes. That should be easy. So I'm going to turn on my solder gun. And put this, and like I said, it's always risky. I mean, the ribbon's exposed. God forbid a piece of solder flies on it or some kind of debris. I have one thing that I always do is make sure that I have a bag of all the miscellaneous stuff so you don't lose anything. Also, the screws, I put them in my little holder here, my little bird holder. And it just keeps things organized. So now that I'm going to put this back together, I have my little bag of tricks. And there is a screen that is going to go over the ribbon to protect it. It's I would say, I don't know if it's really going to protect it from wind, but I think it may just protect it from debris going in there. Because it's magnetized, any loose particles of metal or anything are going to fly into the magnets. And that's the biggest problem, is that, you know, once little particles get on the magnets, that's going to be it. So this is the little screen here that's going to go on the top. They use some kind of like little, you know, rubber cement or something. I'm going to redo that with some more. This looks like maybe it was silicone. I don't know. If it was old school, then it's probably rubber cement. But I need to put this and put this on top of the ribbon. But I have to do that after I solder it. I believe this little piece of cotton would have been sitting on top of that. So as I put this ribbon down, that's going to be a little bit of a cushion for it to make sure this piece of metal doesn't touch those screws. Yeah. So once again, I want to put that on there and take a chance of ripping the ribbon. Okay, it looks like my solder gun is hot. And let's just see if we could do a little something here. Scary. All right, that is one and done. Let's get it off there. Ooh. These tweezers are ceramic tweezers. So let's just see how much of a mess I can make here. There's a lot in this already, so I won't necessarily put more if I don't have to. All right. Whew. I'm almost dancing in the end zone. I already spiked the ball. So I've got my trusty little Elmer's cement here. Hopefully it hasn't dried up. I haven't used it in a minute. So before I do that, I definitely want to recreate and make sure that whatever I'm going to do here is going to be right. So I believe a little bit of cotton right there. Oop. And then a little piece of cotton on this one. And then I'm gonna just see here. And you can see where, you know, they had glued this down. So I'm gonna just make sure this is right. Okay. It's not pretty, but just don't drop the foam. Okay, so now we're gonna glue this down and make it, I don't know if it's gonna look pretty, but it is goopy. So let's do our Elmer's rubber cement. Okay, that's about as goopy as you can get. Then we need to now get it into this area where it was gooped up before. Just continue to be goopy and just make a little contact so this isn't gonna flop around. All right. Holy smokes. So as you can see, that's the ribbon inside there. And maybe make this a little bit, just kind of bring it into there a little bit more. Like I said, it's not a beauty contest. It has its function. I just don't want this to move. So the rubber cement will probably take, I don't know, maybe 24 hours to set up. So I'm not gonna necessarily be standing up this mic. I'm gonna let it sit and let the glue harden. Now the only thing I really have to do after this is on the cage, and obviously this would be the back side, which is under here. There's a screw, and there physically is a little clamp, and this would turn, and it actually has a lot to do with the sound coming into the mic and then going into this labyrinth inside. And I think they say, I don't know if this one is 3 feet or 4 feet, but it's basically a bunch of wormholes that follow around. And so the sound goes in and then travels around, and that has a lot to do with the sound. So that screw you do right here is it changes the way the sound goes into the labyrinth and the way the mic sounds. But a buddy of mine, I did offer this to send it to Coles, and he wanted me to do it. He was pretty adamant about it, so that was cool. But the challenge is up. Here we go. I'm going to leave you at this. This needs to sit all night. I want to make sure that it stays like that. I'll check it in the morning. And then if that sets up well, I'm going to put this cage back on it. I'm going to look at the mic cable and make sure that's all right. The guy, the cat I got this from, said that there was sometimes it worked, sometimes it didn't. When I checked this mic, it worked fine. I'm just going to check it one more time. So that would be the only additional thing, is possibly changing out the mic cable, but hopefully not. Hopefully this kicks ass, and make sure this pressure down. That's good. And there it is. All right. I'm in the end zone. There it is. Manny's mic locker. Holy smokes. That was a tough one.